Hey y'all, welcome back to VannaReels. Now when we talk about getting that collector bag, baby, I'm in my collector bag right now. And what do I mean by I'm in my collector bag? Now not only do I love fashion, but I love nostalgia. So y'all know I had to get my hands on that Bratz and Jean Paul Gaultier collector doll for Sasha. So let's get right into that. This might be one of the most iconic fashion collabs of the summer. Bratz and Jean Paul Gaultier have joined forces yet again, and baby, this is high fashion history. I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I do. Let's get right into her. Do you see this packaging? Like I told you guys in the intro, we are showing you today the Bratz and Jean Paul Gaultier Sasha collab, and y'all, this is one of a kind. The price tag definitely for sure sealed it, but look and let's get into this packaging. So on the front here, you have the portrait of Sasha wearing the outfit that she'll be wearing in the doll inside of it. And then this red box with the handle, as I showed you guys previously. And then here are our back graphics. The back graphics look the same as far as Sasha is over here placed. You see her long blonde hair. Something that really drew my attention to purchasing this doll is you don't get to see a lot of collabs where Sasha has blonde hair. So I just want y'all to understand that that was very iconic for me. I will recommend you guys that if you're ever in the Cleveland area, you need to visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because there are a few Jean Paul Gaultier pieces. I will put one up on the screen that I felt like would have been perfect for this, but it just made me feel like I was in fashion heaven when I got to see a lot of those pieces there. So if you are a fashion lover, definitely check that out. But let's get back into the packaging. So let's also look at the back here. So they kind of give you some verbiage on the back, just some words of inspiration, and then, you know, just some things about the collab. And then they put it in another language as well. I believe this is in French. So it's English at the top and then French at the bottom. And then same with the side, it's the same way. They show it in English and French. So I thought that was pretty dope. Now, as we're looking in the inside of this collectible, she comes with one Sasha doll who's dressed in the kilt and crop top sailor fit with the sailor matching hat. And then you'll see on the side she has an accessory and an extra outfit. She has multiple accessories. And then you have the carding inside. And then as you look over here, we have the dress form that's shaped like the iconic Jean Paul Gaultier perfume and cologne bottles. She has that blonde hair. And then over here we have another dress which is similar to an archive piece of Jean Paul Gaultier's. We'll come back over there. And then as you get a visual on the sides, you see this runway type of image where it's the Bratz dolls on a runway, like sitting at a fashion show. Y'all, every detail in here was so, I just had to get a visual and a close-up because y'all needed to see how iconic this was. You see that? That iconic cone bra and silhouette of this dress, corseted dress, but still ruched. And as you see that Gaultier on the inside, that is actually a bracelet for you to wear. But yep, this is the inside of it. How beautiful is this? This is the second collab that Bratz has done with Jean Paul Gaultier. Now, I believe the last collab they did was probably back in the early 2000s. I was a child then. My parents probably were not buying me collectible dolls. Like, let's just get real. Like, that just wasn't happening. When you were a child, you wanted to rip the dolls out of the packaging. Baby, this one right here, we're not ripping her out. Now also, let's get into around her waist of the cone dress silhouette. There is actually a Gaultier belt that they're masking as a belt, but actually if you wanted to take this out, you could use it as an actual bracelet. Now, like I told you guys earlier, I'm not taking her out of this box. I cannot take her out of this box. Like, I love her, and she will stay on a mantle. Gotta tuck that in. She will stay on a mantle and sit there and be on my collector shelf. When I tell y'all this doll is so iconic, I just love everything about it. Even the vintage Bratz comb. I don't know if y'all remember back in the day when the Bratz dolls first came out. As you could tell, I loved the Bratz dolls when I was a kid. Absolutely adored them. I wish I kept a lot of them in their box, but I was a little girl. I wasn't gonna keep them in the box. Let's be for real. Anyway, the iconic brush that we have inside of here, that was, they had a larger size one. If you were a person that purchased the head doll, like it was just the head of the Bratz doll, it came with that brush in a bigger version. Like when you used to be able to do her hair, like I know how Barbie had the one where you could do the Barbie's hair, and it was just like a bigger version of Barbie's like upper body, but just like neck or probably like clavicle bone and up. You know what I'm talking about. But Bratz had their own version of that. And y'all, she came with that brush. And I remember, I think I had Yasmin in the hair doll. And I remember that. I had a lot of the Bratz items, to be honest with you. If I really had to think about it, I probably loved the Bratz dolls more because that probably was the start of me really getting into fashion. Like whether I want to think that was or not, and I probably didn't have the frontal lobe to understand that that's where that was stemming from, or that I later on in life would go on and go to fashion school. But still, I knew once they came out with them dolls having mini skirts, they had on different looks. Each girl had different personalities. Chloe had on cowgirl boots and bell bottoms. Like Barbie was not bringing the fashions like that. Like during that time, Barbie was more focused on like how many activities can Barbie do? Like that was the huge thing with Barbie, where Bratz was like, we're the passion for fashion, and this is what we're doing. And we're gonna come out here with this lip gloss on and lip liner and eyelashes, and you're gonna be a pretty girl, and you're gonna be batting around with your high heels and your mini skirt. Like they were pushing the bar for dolls back in the day, and I feel like they still are now. Cause let's just be honest. Let's even get into that Clueless collab. I gotta give it to him. Bratz really blew everybody else out the water. I don't know what everybody else was doing in that lab, but y'all wasn't working as hard as Bratz. I tell you that. No offense, but y'all was not working as hard. Now, as tempting as it is to open this item, I really cannot. It's more than just a doll. This is a collectible. You cannot open art and disrupt it. Now, I am not opposed to those that do, but I just personally would like to showcase this as a collector item, and it will stay in its original packaging. So in case later on down the line, if I have to move it and transport it, I don't want anything to get damaged. I want all original pieces inside the box. Honestly, y'all, this is such an eye-carved piece. The iconic dress inside, the kilt, the plaid kilt. Only thing I wish, hold on, does she have on a denim jacket? No. The only thing I would say that this outfit is missing, where she's wearing this plaid shirt, they should have put her in an iconic Jean Paul Gaultier moto jacket. Now, I'm pretty sure that was discussed at the design table in product development, but I know that probably added a little bit of extra price tag, so they were like, let's take the jacket off. But she should have had on a jacket because, yes, the cone bra and the silhouette in that side, that dress, is one of Jean Paul Gaultier's iconic pieces. A moto jacket would have sealed the deal. That's the only thing I wish this item would have had. But other than that, this is art. I'm not unboxing her. I have no reason to, and I'm not going to play with her. I'm grown as hell. What am I going to do with her other than look at her? I hope you all enjoyed this quick deep dive into the Jean Paul Gaultier Bratz collab. But let me know in the comments, are you a person that's going to unbox this, or are you team collector too? And be sure to continue to subscribe and keep checking in with your girl for more content, because baby, I'm trying to bring it, okay? And keep locking in with me, because if you love fashion, you love beauty, you love travel, and you love lifestyle, this is the place you need to be, right here. Let's get into it. I'll see y'all in the next one.